It's been 1 year since I've had my midlife crisis and drove this Butte home. So I thought I would just kind of give an overview of what I've thought of it in my year of owning it. It's a 1996 Chevrolet K1500 in the Silverado trim. It's got the L31 Vortec 350, 5.7 for the metric folks out there. And it's dressed out in emerald green metallic with a custom Raptor liner job that I did last summer. I've got a couple YouTube videos out there on that. If you want to go down that rabbit hole, I'm not really going to get into it in this one because I've got about 10 or 15 minutes of YouTube content out there already. Picked this up a little over a year ago from, and I give a shout out to them, Hot Rods and Handlebars out of Elkhorn, Nebraska. John Mascalona, if I butchered your last name there, buddy, I'm sorry. And then the salesman that helped me out, Tom Mullen, good kid, set me up with this rig. They got it from on an estate sale from, I want to say, North Carolina, somewhere down south. This truck was titled down in the southeastern United States for most of its life, according to the Carfax report I've got, until it came up to Hot Rods and Handlebars in Elkhorn, Nebraska. And they bought it, threw a fresh battery at it, and then posted it for sale. It's to my knowledge they got this on an estate sale along with some other GM classic cars that those guys are into. They weren't really interested in the truck, so they just literally flipped it. It's titled in Nebraska for like 5 or 6 months until I bought it and brought it across the Missouri River into Iowa. It's really good specimen. It's a 96, it's 30 years old, so I mean it's going to have, you can see some dents, scratches in it. But overall, a lot of these trucks around here in Iowa, they got lost to rust and rot and road grime over the years. So this is certainly an above average, high quality one that is probably one of the better ones around here locally where I'm at. I grew up with these trucks as a kid in the 90s. The truck that I had was an 08. That was pushing 200,000 miles. It was starting to do typical 5.3 things, and it was getting rusty and rough, and this came for sale. At the time, it had 99,000 miles on it, and I jumped all over it, much to the surprise of my wife, but her and the kids have grown to like it in the past year. I have since sold that 08. I think I have some videos on YouTube of me trying to get it sold, and I sold it this fall. Here's the Silverado trim, and it is decked out as these trucks would have came in 1996. It's my work gloves down there. Center console. Typical sun faded gauge needles. That's going to be a project. I want to get that apart and get those needles painted. And actually, my speedometer, that's a sidebar story. The speedometer reads 5 short, and it's in the cluster. It's not in the car. We've had a Tech 2 hooked up to it and 2 cell phones. The Tech 2 and the 2 cell phones would read 65, which is what we were going down the road in, and then the cluster was reading 60. So I need to get that cluster ripped apart. I want to get that fixed, and while I'm at it, I want to get the needles painted back to that original Chevy orange that they would have came with back in 1995, 96, and 97, 98. Driver's seat shows the most wear, and then the other seats just hardly show any. So that leads me to believe that in the back seats, Just no wear on these seats. My daughter has pimped it out with her stickers from when we go to the doctor in the clinic. I got a toolbox. Little sockets, that's all you ever need with these trucks. Yeah, we'll get the hood popped. Eventually walk around and check that out, but it's all original in here. It's got the 350, like I said. To my knowledge, the original 4L60E 4-speed automatic. For those that can read that stuff, you can learn everything you want about this truck. It's got the 342 rear end. You obviously see the L31 for the Vortec 350. Check out all the RPO codes there. Build date, upper right hand corner, 0696. So to me, that would mean it was a late 96 as they're getting ready to transition to the 97s. Was probably one of the last 96s to come off the line before they started pushing the 97s to the dealers in late summer of 96. Yeah, she's a pretty unit. I put the cap on it. The cap will get painted to match the emerald green eventually. And I'm going to probably do the cap, as I've said in a previous video, I'm going to probably do the cap and Raptor liner. Oh, forgot, went to the dump earlier, but I got it's just typical plastic drop-in bed liner. Yeah, I like caps, and I've explained why in other videos. Oh, favorite feature, drives my wife nuts. Kids like it though. Third door. Again, I don't think until, my kids started bailing in here, this has ever seen people sitting in the back. But, see, my kids are putting candy in here. Little stinkers. Yeah, you can just look at, besides a little bit of dirt. Normally these seats are just, yeah, you can see how the driver's seat's seen the most wear, obviously me, but I'm not a big fella. I'm a $160, $170. There's hardly been anybody in these seats. At least the passenger in the back seat. For a Southern truck, I'm surprised there's not cracks in the dash. So I wonder, if it was garaged, at least at night when it was home. As far as the body goes, besides one bit of rust spot that I took care of last summer, which led to the Raptor liner job, the clear coat has some weak spots. Then it's the money shot. Reliable, back when life was a lot easier and simple. Vortec 350. Little weepage here on the valve cover. The grommets here and there seem a little weak. Probably got to get those replaced because that's probably what's causing this dampness there. Not bad for 30 years old. This side, pretty dry. Overflow tank. Mechanically, the only thing I really need to get around to doing, and I suppose it's to be expected after 30 years when it's really cold here in Iowa, especially the past few weeks, gets below 15 degrees. I'll get a coolant weep out the bottom of the radiator right about here in front of the tire, and then once it's up to temp and the thermostat has had a chance to cycle, the weep goes away. So the plan is to probably put a new radiator in it this spring or summer, and then while we're at it, the water pump, probably a thermostat, and then maybe this is a little overkill, but we've had some stretches where it was air temp of -10 a couple weeks ago. If I'm gonna have all the I'm gonna have basically the water pump and the radiator out, I might even throw go get a block heater and put that in one of the freeze plugs and You only need a block heater about maybe 3 or 4 days a year here in Iowa, but the 3 or 4 days a year you need it would come in pretty handy. Got the keys in my pocket. Let's fire it up. 30-year-old gem. Back when things were easy and reliable and you didn't need a degree from Harvard to work on these things. The old door chime. Big feet. Still the original head unit. It's in good shape. These have little cracks in them. I can get these replaced. You can see the little cracks. I haven't tested the original Delco CD player. I don't even know if my wife and I have CDs. We have to go digging through some totes and storage. Four-wheel drive does work. I'm not a fan of this push button business. Never have been. But if it ever goes, we'll go to the other transfer case. I always get the RPO codes mixed up. I want to say the push button is the 241s, the 243C, and then the other one's the 241. I always get them mixed up. Anyway, when this goes, we'll peel the carpet back. We'll put the floor shift I'll pick a floor shift transfer case up either on Marketplace or whatever, and if that ever decides to go. And who knows, I might get lucky, it might not. Because when I brought the truck home about 13 months ago, it had 99,000 on the clock. So in 1 year between this truck and I got my Cavalier around the corner over there, and I had that 08 that I sold. That's not bad. I got a 20-mile drive one way to work. I try to do most of it in my Cavalier because it's easier on gas, but yeah, I mean, we got typical center console. This isn't ruined yet. My kids think this is cool, but my daughter's probably gonna break that before it's said and done. Just purrs, just easy, simple. Enough modern conveniences. I think that the little whine is that tensioner. Not bad. Yeah. In this, I mean, they don't do this anymore. I got a funnel in here and some rags, some screwdrivers. Yeah, this spring, summer, probably radiator, new water pump, new thermostat. Needs brakes. But you just get in it, fire it up, and she runs. I mean, underneath of it, it's not bad. A little scaly. Might hit this stuff with the wire wheel this summer and throw some Rust-Oleum or something on it. I'm not sure if I'm completely sold on wool, wax, or oil. But again, that's all surface rust. Just solid, simple. Just great trucks. They don't make them like they used to. I'm convinced I'll never have anything new. There are just so many issues. The planned obsolescence. The newest vehicle we have, it's not even here. It's my wife is out and about today, is our 2023 Equinox. Aside from that, that's, you know, it's still under warranty that we bought brand new. I don't know if I ever want to own anything new. And there's the Cavalier. But just between this and the Cavalier, it's just easy to work on. Simple. Back when, just different times. And I wish we'd go back to it, but with the way the automotive industry is going right now, my faith in that is, it's just not there. Anyway, I think I've stretched this out long enough for people that are into this. If you like it, give it a like. If you don't, well, I don't care. Like I said in the when we started this. This is for me to kind of document, to use kind of YouTube as a journal. I'm not after likes. I'm not after subscriptions. It's just the way I can document this, because I know I'm going to get old. I'm 35. I know I'm going to get older. My memory's going to fade. And I want to be able to refer back to some of this stuff in 20 or 30 years as those memories get a little gray. So have a good one.